First of all, let me just show you how cute my doggies are. So cute. Hi. You're so cute, my Mario. I love you. All right, so I literally just got home from... Oh, you just blew snot everywhere. You disgust me. So I just got home from the fertility doctor getting my ultrasound done. Hold on, I'm putting the dog door in. And they were checking my ovaries to make sure there's a follicle big enough to ovulate soon and perhaps trigger it or whatever the case is. So the doctor was measuring it, and he measured it and he splurted out the number 19. So I'm assuming that's how big my follicle was. I believe it's 19 millimeters. So I Googled it. I was like, well, how big does a follicle need to be before it releases an egg? And I got anywhere from 18 to... So I don't know what I got. So there was two different sets of numbers. So there was one where it was 20 to 23, I think it was, for you to ovulate, but like the average range is like 18 to like 35 or something like that. So I was 19. So they gave me I was fully expecting to do the procedure. I think I mentioned it earlier in this video, fully expecting to do the procedure beginning of next week. So I get the ultrasound done, and the doctor was like 19, and he's like, okay, we're going to do the procedure on Thursday. I was kind of shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, that was a lot sooner than I thought. So I have to take this trigger shot today, well, technically tomorrow at 12:45. So basically in 12 hours, I need to take this trigger shot. And all these different things are going through my mind. Like, first I was like, oh my gosh, this is way sooner than I thought. This is amazing. But then I get all these different worries in my brain. Like, so I was like, okay, that's tonight. I got to take it tonight. Or, basically when I'm this sleep. But then I was like, no, wait a minute. No, I don't, because today's not May 8th. Tomorrow's May 8th. So I have to take it tomorrow night when I sleep. But then I'm like, no, that's not how it works. Because tonight at 12 o'clock starts a new day, and it's May 8th, and I have to take it at 12:45. So my first, I know when I need to take it. I know I need to take it at 12:45 this night, this morning, that's coming right now. I don't know. I probably sound like I have no idea what I'm talking about time. But no, I know I need to take it when I'm sleeping this time. Look at that scratch. It's not that big a deal. It looked worse before. That was from Oreo. So anyways, I know I need to take it. I need to set my alarm for tonight to take it at 12:45 or this morning, however you want to look at it. I know I need to, but then in the back of my mind, I'm like, what if it's tomorrow? What if I'm supposed to take it tomorrow? It's not May 8th tomorrow. But no, I know I need to take it. So that's my first, My second one is, what happens if I ovulate early and they inseminate me, but it's too late because there's no egg there? That's my second worry. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm taking the trigger shot 12:45 a.m. tomorrow. And then I'm getting the procedure done Thursday at 3:15. I was like, oh my gosh, is that AM or PM? It's PM, because they're not open at 3:15 in the morning. See, look at all this stuff. I had a little mini panic attack. I was like, morning or night? Oh, I got it. So anyways, I'm doing the procedure this Thursday. So like I said, my next worry, after trying to figure out the time, even though I know the time, what happens if I ovulate before that? Then there's no egg for the sperm to meet. Oh my gosh. So what I'm going to do, even though I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing, I still in the back of my mind, because it's been 2 years. 2 years since me and Joe started trying. So I think it's natural to worry about those things. But anyways, I'm going to take an ovulation test today in about 3 hours, just to make sure I'm not ovulating. So it's before I'm taking the hormones. So if for example, I'm not taking one tomorrow, because I don't know exactly what the trigger shot does to you, but I'm going to assume that you might get a positive, like a false positive on an ovulation test, but I'm not sure. But even if I did get a positive, it's okay, because you're not supposed to ovulate until about 24 hours after the positive. And about 24 hours after that, I'm getting my procedure done. So I'm okay. But I think one of the reasons why I'm so worried that I could ovulate or I'm not going to be taking the trigger shot at the right time is because it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years of this struggle, and I want it to work the first time. I'm a school teacher. I can't afford to do the same procedure again 2 months in a row because we have an extra step that goes along with the IUI, and that just takes an even longer process. So if this doesn't work, then I would have to do it at least 3 or 4 months from now if this doesn't work. And that's just 3 or 4 months of more waiting, 3 or 4 months of me getting older and, all those things. So I'm hoping luck's got to be on my side for it to work. And fingers are crossed that Thursday is my day to get pregnant, and it's a healthy pregnancy. It is a full-term pregnancy. All that stuff for me to be having a baby in 9 months. Fingers crossed. So I'm about to take my ovulation test. One more bite of Chipotle. Teacher Appreciation Week, 2 for 1 Chipotle. Canes is also doing something too, but Canes doesn't start till 6, so gotta go back for my free box combo at 6 o'clock. Whoop. All right. About to go take this. All right, here we go. Oops. So this one, if you've ever used these ones, these are super cheap and super easy. I do recommend though, if you're starting your ovulation like OPKs, get one that tells you high fertility, peak fertility, and do these at the same time. It gives you a better idea of what to look for on these. Because when I first started trying these, I only did these sticks, and I had no idea what it meant. Like I kind of had an idea, but taking them with the fertility or the ovulation sticks that tell you peak, high, whatever, along with these really helped. All right, so I'm gonna stick it in. I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea. I think it's a bad idea because if I see 2 lines right away, then I'm gonna freak. Okay. So if you can, I don't know how well you can see, but it's moving up. And I know that I'm not ovulating. You can see that line right there already kind of forming. That's the test line. And then, yeah, that's the control line. I'm sorry, that's the control line. And with these ones, if you're ovulating, the test line shows up right away. And as you can see, it's not showing up. I know it's super blurry, but you can see the control line, but you can't see the test line. And like it's there, but there's always going to be a line. Always, 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 always going to be a line. You are always going to have some sort of LH, whatever little hormone in your body. So you're always going to have some sort of line. It's when that line shows up. For me, this is how I tell if I'm ovulating. For me, when it like goes up, 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 if that test line shows up immediately, that means I'm having a surge. I don't wait the recommended 2 minutes or whatever. I'm not really sure how many minutes, but I don't wait for that. If that test line shows up before it like soaks up all the way, I'm ovulating. But as you can see, I'm not ovulating. There's no line that you can see right now. Like I said, I know it's blurry, and I am using my phone, so it doesn't really autofocus as well as the camera does, but you can see the control line. I can see the test line, but it's super, 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 super faint. So that gives me reassurance that I'm not gonna ovulate because my follicle was pretty big. Pretty big. All right. It is time to take my shot. This is ready. Alcohol. Ooh, too much. All right. Wasn't as bad as I thought. Hello. So it is 3:39 p.m. on May 9th, and I just got done with my IUI, and super easy, super quick, didn't hurt. I mean, there was a little pressure. I think there was pressure when they inserted the catheter. I felt that, and there was pressure when they inserted the spreader part thingy. I'm not technically sure what that's called, but overall it wasn't that bad, and it was, I don't know how long it was, like the whole procedure time. So anyways, the next time I do a fertility video, hopefully, if I do get pregnant, my 2-week wait symptoms, and then pregnancy updates and things like that. They actually told me, when I was half undressed, they actually told me that they needed Joe's signature and initials before they did the procedure. And I probably had flames coming out of my ears. I'm like, I want to be like, why didn't you tell me before? Why wasn't this mentioned, that he needs to be here, that he needs to sign these papers and initial these papers for the insemination? I'm like, well, he's at school, he cannot come here. I don't know if I can reach him. He's got kids. So I called him, and he picked up super fast. So they're like, well, can he come in after school and sign papers? I was like, well, I'll call him. I was like, I don't know if I can get a hold of him because he has kids. So he actually picked up on the first ring, and I was like, hey, can you come in and sign papers for me so that I can get this damn procedure? And he was like, yes, I'll come in. I'm like, okay. So I was like, well, because it's far. I live with no traffic 30 minutes away from this place. And by the time he'd be able to come here, it would be peak traffic time. So I was trying to figure out another way. So I was like, okay, what happens if I take the papers home? He writes it, I scan it, I send it in. So then when they came back in, I asked if I could do that. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. So again, I confirmed when they were done. I was like, listen, are you sure that I can take it home, scan it, and send it in? She's like, oh, well, let me just double check. I'm like, you just told me I could. So anyways, I got dressed, I walked out, and then the lady that was there, she was all like, are you sure? I was like, how far are you across town? But they did give me the papers, so I'm going to have them sign it, scan it, and I'm going to send it in today. But why wouldn't they tell me this? If I gave you my whole experience of this whole situation with the doctor at a 1 out of 10, I would probably give him a 7. And with teachers' health insurance, they don't cover anything that has anything to do with fertility thingies, so I paid all this out of pocket. But there's some sort of I don't want to say loophole, because it's not a loophole, but some sort of discount that they can provide or something like that. I'm not really sure. So they were cheaper than other places that were quoted for a friend of mine that I know who was going to do the same thing. But man, yeah, if I could go somewhere else, I would totally go somewhere else.